You ready for your next act of the evening? Please welcome the stage the fantastic Richie Roberts. Give it up. Feeling folks well? Colchester, amazing. Colchester United. It's amazing being here. I love walking in. I've not been here before, and I was walking in. I've seen all the former legends of the club. Ollie Mears, Lionel Richie. It's amazing. Who knew that? You know something new, didn't you? It's amazing. It's lovely to be here. I should point out it's lovely to be anywhere these days because I'm a single parent. Can we give it up for single parents? Thank you very much. Sometimes I feel like I overrate that situation because my situation is this. My kids live with their mum and I'm on Tinder. That's all that really means. I think I overplay that card a bit too much. You are right, though, mate. I have got a bit of an accent. I'm from a small town in South Wales called Barry Island. You might have heard of it? Yeah, Gavin and Stacey, yeah, the show that's finally gone away, thankfully. But I live not too far away from here, and I don't want to lose the room, right? Football club to football club. I live in Southend now, alright? Fucking booby, you fuckers. But I've lived there about 15 years, and I love it. It's home from home for me. It's a beautiful part of the world, and it's great. There are moments when I realise life isn't quite panning out as planned. You've got to bear in mind I've gone from Barry Island to Venture Island. This isn't where I thought I'd be at 45 years of age, but nonetheless. What can I tell you? I've got two kids. I've got two little cock blockers. They are, they're 9 and 10, and they're good as gold. And their mum's local. She's from Southend, which means my kids are half Southend and half Welsh, which means they're thick, but they can sing. So, got to take the wins at that age. You've got to take the wins. I actually think I'm a really good dad, right? I know this because I had a letter from the school congratulating me that I have a 97% success rate of picking up the right kids from school. How good is that? I've never had 97% at school in anything. Like, I was buzzing, do you know what I mean? But it bothers me, it does bother me, right? Because obviously it's a bit of a black mark against you. But if you get 97% in any other walk of life, you are smashing it. Once I take on the one kids. I haven't even got Asian twins. I don't know what happened. I had to own that one. But my kids are growing up. There's probably parents in the room. I know there's parents in the room. But my kids, they're growing up fast. My daughter especially. She's 9. And we have these beautiful moments. Like me and the kids' mum are separated. So when I have the kids, we're in the car together. And her favourite song on the radio comes and she sings along to it. It's beautiful. There was a time when she was really little, it was like Bar Bar Black Sheep or Twinkle Twinkle. But nowadays, her favourite song is by an artist called Sabrina Carpenter. And the lyrics to the song go as follows. I've heard you're back together, and if that's true, I guess you're going to taste me when he's kissing me. I don't like it. I don't like it. She's 9, not 19, right? When I was 19, it cost me $3.99 a minute to get a woman on the phone to talk to me. It's not right. My boy as well, I worry about my boy, he'll be going to secondary school soon, and obviously the thing in the news at the minute is about the social media ban for under 16s, and I think it's a good thing, I think it's a good thing. So I worry about when they go to secondary school, what he's going to be exposed to, like the bigger kids, and showing the online porn, and I don't want that. And I actually thought there's a little bit of nostalgia pulling at my heartstrings, and I thought maybe, just maybe, his first ever experience of porn will be a ripped up porno mag in a bush. Do you remember that, fellas? Yeah, you and your mates, you find a ripped up porn, you get a page each. You get a page each. And then you'd meet up a week later, and you'd swap whatever was left of that page, wouldn't you? Just swap it all about. We're having a row in the middle, what's happened there? That's all right, I thought. It's because he's having a good time, look. You eat your tiramisu and leave him alone, he's having a great old time there. Move seats, move seats. Come down here and sit with these lovely ladies, they'll love you, they'll be good as gold with you. We had some teachers in. Where were the teachers at? Is it you the teachers? Don't choke on that one. Don't chew your food. Chew your food. Don't look at me. But I said I've had the dad fails. Right? I've had the dad fails. Nothing always quite as serious as child abduction. But the other week we had half term, right? And after the half term, the kids were with me, and I had to take them back to school. Right? I had to do the morning school, and so I dropped them off at the school gate. As soon as I've left, I've realised I've sent the boy in without any packed lunch, right? Now, not the end of the world, but it's the sort of thing you don't want the mum finding out about, right? So I've rung the school, bit of a panic, explained the situation to the nice lady, she's good as gold, right? She said, that's all right, there's no problem. What form's he in? Now, I know the square root, fuck all about it. I was like, listen, I don't know what form he's in. She went, that's all right, there's no problem. What's his teacher's name? Fuck it, you're going to have to ask me on sport, I think. I said, I don't know his teacher's name. Lovely lady, doing a great job. His handwriting's coming on a treat. She went, that's all right, there's no problem. What's his date of birth? And I overreacted, Colchester. The effects of stress, and I'm not proud of it, but I lashed out. And I said, listen, lady, I know my name, I know his name. I think that's enough information, don't you? She was good as gold. Clearly, not her first dad phone call of the day. This, right? She's dealt with this 1,000 times before. She's calmed me down, right? We've gone through some breathing techniques. Wrong school. So if you've seen him, he's about that big. We like him back. We're doing the same. Yeah, at school. Now they're doing well at school. I'm really pleased. Education was wasted on me. I wasn't very good at school. But I feel like the older I've got, I don't know if this resonates with anyone. The older I've got, the more interest I've now got in school things. Like I like history now at 45. I love science, right? So when like that Brian Cox is talking about his bits, like the galaxies and the planets, he goes, galaxies are great. I do impressions. He goes, galaxies are great. And I'm like, yeah, Brian Cox. And I was watching the thing. I was thinking about the moon. You know, they said we went back to the moon, Artemis 2. Do you remember seeing that a few weeks ago in the news? We went back to the moon, like I go shopping at Asda. I do 2 laps of that car park and fuck off back home. I don't go anywhere near the thing. But I was thinking about the intelligence, right, and the brain power it took to launch that rocket. And what they had to do, right, they had to launch the rocket into orbit. It did 3 laps of the Earth, and then shot off into space, where the moon would be in 2 days' time, did 2 orbits of the moon, and came back to land on Earth. That is amazing. Right? The other day I'm doing homework with my son, and I couldn't work out if a train leaves Manchester at 3 o'clock travelling 50 miles an hour. It's no good. But I try and educate myself. I try and brighten myself up. I try and learn things. And I was watching a program, like I said, they were talking about space-time, right? And I was listening to it. They said the Andromeda Galaxy is so far away in light years, right? That if we were on the Andromeda Galaxy looking back, light would take so long to get there, we'd see dinosaurs on Earth. That's impressive, isn't it? That's good shit to know, right? And then I pushed, you know, sometimes you go, I've outdone myself here, I've bitten off more than I can chew. And I started watching a program on Netflix. It was a documentary about infinity, right? And these scientists were going to explain and break down the number infinity. And they said the number infinity is a number incomprehensible to the human brain, or is the number 1. I mean it. Oh, no, I mean it. Right, so we're watching these scientists. The way they broke this down, they said, right, so picture a car, right? Car's got 4 wheels, but they said, imagine these wheels are the shape of a square, right? That's right. He said, imagine these, don't apologise, laugh is the good bit. He said, imagine these wheels are squares, so they've got 4 sides, right? That would be a really bumpy ride. He said, imagine they've got 6 sides, a little bit better. 10 sides, a little bit better, but still bumpy. Imagine they've got 100 sides, right? Better again, still. Imagine they've got 1,000,000 sides. Imagine they've got an infinite amount of sides that they make a perfect circle. And a circle has got 1 side. Head's gone now, right? 10 seconds later, I'm watching Is It Cake? I'm like, is it cake? It's harder than it looks, is it cake, isn't it? It's bad, isn't it? Is it cake? It's good, isn't it? You having a good time? Ah, amazing, it's good, I'm enjoying myself, it's really nice. What were we talking about? Well, I can either tell you a little bit more about myself, or I can tell you a shit joke about chlamydia. What do you want? Oh, chlamydia. We had that before, have we? I quite like the burning sensation after a while, isn't it? It's like, yeah, it's right, it's a bit different, isn't it? The reason I talk about it, around about this time of year, it's poignant to me because my dad died around about this time of year a couple of years ago. It was the COVID stuff. We all remember lockdown, don't we? It wasn't that long ago. And it was during that lockdown, I was living with my dad. My dad was like, he was a functioning alcoholic. He used to drink a lot. And I remember a few years ago, before he passed away, I remember talking to him about his drinking. Because I was like, he was getting old, he's getting into his 70s. He said, oh, do you think maybe it's time to not drinking on the edge. He said, I've drunk all my life. I said, I know, but you've got grandkids now, and maybe just curb it a little bit. He said, I like a drink. I said, well, listen, I've got a leaflet here, and it's a helpline for alcoholics. It's a helpline for drinkers. Give it a ring. For you, I'll do anything. And then a week later, I met up with him. I said, how'd you get on? He said, I rang that number, no shit. I said, what is that? He said, I spoke to 2 people. Neither of them knew how to make a margarita. I said, Dad, that's not. That's what we're dealing with. But it was in that summer, so like my situation, my dad passed away and he had the early stages of dementia, right? So the story goes, just before that COVID summer, just before Christmas, I split up with the kids' mum, I moved into a little flat, and it was meant to be like, we got through Christmas, that was a difficult time, and then it was meant to be New Year, New Me, and then it was COVID, lockdown, and my dad was still living in Wales. And the decision was made that it would be better for Dad to come and live with me, and we'd just be in lockdown together. And we did it. It was good. And what I should say, when I left home at 18, I joined the army. I heard there's some squaddies in here. Where are the squaddies? There's some squaddies in here? Where is that? Is it you? Right? Which bit? Ah, right. 7 para or 2? Which one? Okay, all right. Which one? Shout out. 3 para. Brilliant. That's good. It's a good round of applause. Normally that gets a round of applause, isn't it? There you go. So when I was 18, I left home and I moved to London. I joined the army. So I never really went back. We'd go back and visit. So in that time with me and my dad, it was the most time we'd spent together, probably for about 20 years consecutively, right? And it was a very difficult time. If anyone's caring for anyone now that's got dementia, it's a very difficult time. But me and my dad also had some of the funniest times in our life during that summer, right? So I know we got football fans, and obviously, do you remember they put the Euros back in here, didn't they? Remember that? So they put it back to 2021, and they were showing reruns of old football matches. So I'd often come home and find my dad 4 cans of Stella deep watching Wales qualify for the World Cup again, right? And he'd go, Rich, get a beer, son, we're going to the World Cup! And I'd go, all right, I reckon I'd watch Wales qualify for the first time with my dad, 17 times that summer, do you know what I mean? But the best one of all, there was a game we were watching, right? And we were watching Wales-Belgium from 2016. So it's like a 4-year-old game at this time. And it was the quarterfinals of the Euros, and Wales are playing Belgium. Belgium are the favourites. They're the best team in the world. Little old Wales, we beat them, right? A guy called Hal Robson-Kanu, right? Good pro footballer. He's not a Messi or anything like that, but he scores one of the greatest goals in European history. Sends 2 defenders the wrong way, puts in the back of the net. Wales go through. Come on, Wales, right? And we're getting to that moment where that goal's coming up now, right? And my dad starts talking about how Robson-Kanu, and he goes, I've never rated him. I said, oh, I bet you're 10 he scores, Dad. I made 100 quid that summer, I don't know. What else can we talk about? I said I'm separated. I'm trying to get back out there, you know what I mean? I don't want to be single forever. I want to get back out there. I want to meet someone special you can share things with, like gas, electric, hot water. But who are the dating app people? Who are the Facebook couple? Who was that? There's a couple met on Marketplace. Who was that? Is this still available? Is that? I'll give you 15 quid. No, who was that? Who was it? Okay, someone over there. Oh, was you down there? Yeah. So were you on the other dating apps? No. Just on that one, just on Facebook. Facebook Stalker Place or something like that. It's cool. But I was chatting to a friend of mine, a gay friend of mine. It's relevant to the story, I haven't just outed him, but and we were chatting about the perils of dating in your 40s, right? And he was saying, well, why don't you mix it up a bit? I said, what do you mean? He said, why don't you try a bit of dick? I was like, my name's Richard, there's enough dick going on over here. He said, well, try it. He said, when I came out, right, he said, I've discovered that I like my men like I like my coffee. I thought, please don't say it. And then he looked me up and down, he went, white and weak. I thought, you prick. The thing is, my mate, he came out gay, he was married, and all like tale of woe and that. But there were signs. When you think back, there was signs he was gay. There were things you should have picked up because he used to eat a Mars bar upside down to feel the veins on his tongue. That's what he used to do. John was there. You're not trying that tomorrow, are you? I can see that. You're straight to the vending machine for that. Good, isn't it? You guys are lucky in Colchester, right, with the dating apps. You know, I'm sure there's people who have met him, right? But when you live in Southend and you're surrounded 2/3 by water, right? And I get that little notification, it goes, hey Richard, guess what? You've just matched with Jenny, 37 from Kent, and she's only 2 miles away. Fucking ain't. Unless I'm getting a taxi boat across a major shipping lane, me and Jenny are not meeting up. I actually think for like the older person, like middle-aged man, I'm 45, I actually think the dating apps, they should change their algorithms, right? I don't need to know height, weight, hobbies, interests, 2 truths and a lie. I don't need to know that. What I need to know is the important stuff, right? The important stuff to me is going to help me, as a fully grown adult male, make a conscious decision as to whether or not this could blossom into a full, loving relationship. I need to know, do I have to cross a bridge? Are you less compliant? Or do I have to pay the dark charge? These If we got them, we could be on to a winner. We could be on to a winner. But I mean, I have been seeing someone recently. It's going quite well. It's very early stages. Someone saying, then. It's very. I don't want to lose the room, right? There's a bit of an age gap, right? I'm 45. She's 28. So I know, right? But it's yes, sir. He's like, get in, yeah. She has got daddy issues, and we are working through that together, right? We are getting through that together. But we decided, like, you know, what better way to test the early stages of a relationship than to go away? So we did. We went on holiday. She's booked it, Magaluf, not my destination of choice. I was clearly the oldest man around the pool. Everyone else is just made of rubber and not shaving, and then it's me. But we go out, you know, in the evening to the bars, the restaurants. You know, this is a bit uncomfortable because people are looking, people are staring, some people even pointing. Right? But I can see their point, because when we go back to the hotel room at the end of the night and look at the holiday photos, I just look like a proud dad. And we had a date night recently. We went on a date. If any of you have been down to Southend, you know where the Cliffs Pavilion is. You know the Cliffs, and there's these little Italian restaurants. We went on a date night. Clearly, this is date night, right? She's dressed up to the nines. She looks immaculate. 10 out of 10, gorgeous. I'm a very lucky man. I made an effort. Damp cloth over my trainers before I left the house. So I pulled out all the stops. And we're going here. We're in the restaurant. We sit down, and kissy, holding hands, doing the eyes thing and all that. Waiter comes over, takes our drinks order. She orders a wine, and he says, "Can I see your ID?" Now she's loving this, right? She's thinking this is amazing, the best thing in the world ever. I'm having a panic attack. This is my Philip Schofield moment folded out live in front of me. I'm thinking in a few years' time I'll get introduced live at the Apollo and I'll walk out and just hear. So I thought we'd have a little play around with it. So as we're leaving the restaurant at the end of the night and they hold the door and giving our coats back, as we're walking out, I just smacked her on the bum and said, "Come on, let's get you on to your mother." But there are some difficult moments when you're dating someone younger than you, right, as I found, right? There's men in the room, same age as me, I can see you scattered about the place, right? It's sexy time, right? Sexy. Sexy time comes at different times of the day, right? You've got to bear in mind, she's 28, she's approaching her sexual peak, and I'm approaching bedtime. But here's the thing, right? First thing in the morning, not a problem. I'll give any young buck a run for his money. Lunchtime too. Anything after the chase, I'm 50-50. It could go either way. But we were walking through the park the other day. Beautiful morning, right? Do you remember the phrase PDA? Do you remember that? Public displays of affection. You don't really hear it anymore, but PDA was a thing, right? We were that PDA. And we were walking through the park, and there's other people in the park. Early in the morning, dog walkers scattered about. We're walking through holding hands. And I can see people in this like, gosh, she's beautiful. She is fucking sexy. And then I started to think, you know, no matter how much I want to, and no matter how much she begs me, I can't push on the swings. I can't do it. But look, I'll leave you on this. I touched on it earlier on, and I said about the army thing. So I was in the King Street. I wasn't in Paris. I was a donkey walk. I used to sit on horses outside Whitehall and try and look pretty and like guard the king and queen and all that stuff. Right? But you might see the videos. There's lovely videos that come out on Instagram and places where children come up and they come up to the horses, and they touch the horses, and there's a beautiful moment. Often these children have got learning difficulties or special needs, and you can really see there's a real connection between animal and child. It's a beautiful thing. And then there's other videos that go viral of dickheads. Right? Dickheads come up and they try and fuck about the horses, and what happens is, now the soldier, he presses a little button, right, and then a hairy ass copper comes out with a gun, and he goes, "Fuck off." And they go away. And the reason they do that is because everyone's filming now and everyone's got camera phones and they've got to be diplomatic. But when I was doing it in 2002, no one had camera phones. And I'll be honest, a lot more people got knocked the fuck out when I was doing it. I got 2 weeks in Colchester prison for hitting someone on the top of the head with a sword. But there we go, 2 weeks out of guardian, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's so weird, isn't it? But the next story I'll leave you with, right, is I'm not breaching any confidentiality agreements because this ended up on the front page of the Sun, right, this story. So there's people who remember Foot and Mouth back in around about 2003? Right, yeah, it's a very difficult time, especially for like working with animals and livestock. And like we were a North London barracks, and we would normally ride the horses and exercise them around the streets around Beaches Park and Camden and stuff. But we couldn't take them off barracks. We had to exercise them on camp, bed them down. And then for a summer, from 11 o'clock, we were down the pub, right? Mental, right? Just squaddies pissed in the pub every day for a summer. And what happened was some of the squaddies and the guys and girls, they got to know some of the locals, and then they got a bit of flavour for the packet, right? The Colombian marching powder. And they got out of hand, right? It was a problem. And I came back one weekend for a weekend in Wales, and there was a knock on the door, and they were like, Bombardier, you coming down the pub? And I had like the stripes on the arm. I said, Bombardier, you coming down the pub? I said, no, I've had a long weekend. I said, you go down the pub, enjoy yourself, but don't forget tomorrow, Monday morning, 9 o'clock parade, don't be late, shots carry. They're like, yeah. So they go down the pub. Following day, they're all lined up. I'm inspecting them, sweating. They are sweating, right? Because over in the corner, you might have tested this, over in the corner, there's a blue transit van, and that represents the drug testing team, right? They've turned up unannounced, spot check, right? Camp goes into lockdown, no one's allowed to leave camp until everyone pisses in a test tube. Now what I've got to do, I become a wee monitor, right? I have to walk people up to the urinal, watch them piss in a test tube, I have to seal it, sign it, and send it off to the lab, right? Now I took my responsibility very, very seriously, and I care for those guys and girls very much, and I pissed in 12 test tubes that day. And they all came out with chlamydia. Yeah!